Hi everyone, welcome to Legally Yours. I am so incredibly excited today because I have the absolutely brilliant David Vilensky from Bowen Buchbinder Vilensky here with us all the way from Perth, and we're going to get to know David a little bit better. David, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure, Karen.
Okay, let's get into it. So how long have you been practicing law for?
Well, I've been practicing law in my age away. Over
Just a rough.
about 35 years in practicing law exclusively full time.
Fantastic. I actually think you're the longest and the most experienced, and we'll actually get into it, the most innovative too, which is really, really exciting. So let the audience know, what are your main areas of expertise?
I've always been a commercial corporate lawyer. Believe it or not, I did dabble in family law in my very early part of my career.
Yeah.
That didn't really work for me. I don't have the temperament for that. I've always found that I was had more of a focus towards commercial and corporate law, dispute resolution, commercial litigation, which I always see is very close to commercial work.
Yes.
Very often commercial litigation is disputes that, commercial disputes that end up in the courts, but it's the same issues.
Yes.
But in certainly the last 15, 20 years of my corporate law life has been mainly in commercial corporate law. I do a lot of work in the resources space, working with, I've got a stable of ASX listed companies. They are high users of legal services, given the compliance regulation that they all operate under with ASX, ASIC, so you have to be across all that. Things like continuous disclosure. I've written more ASX announcements than I've probably had on dinners for clients. Just helping directors, help them navigate through the morass of laws and
yes,
a lot of compliance out there, and compliance actually drives me a bit nuts. I think a lot of compliance is unnecessary. It creates unnecessary barriers. It doesn't really achieve anything, but you've got a lot of very zealous people, making sure that the rules that are there are being strictly complied with. That
absolutely.
means people out there, and people need legal advice to make sure they're doing the right thing. So I really do enjoy what I do. Every day I get up and I really look forward to coming to work. I think it's a good thing. People always say to me, "Oh, when am I going to give it away?" I said, "Well, why would I want to give it away? I'm loving what I'm doing."
Absolutely. And that's the absolute key. So can I take you back a little bit to that, say that law student that you were those years ago? What was it that was driving you in those initial early days? Why did you want to become a lawyer? Can you talk me through that?
I grew up in South Africa, and it was an apartheid regime, which I abhorred. And I felt that growing up in that environment, for one, I wanted to make a bit of a difference. Sounds a bit altruistic, but that's how I really felt.
Yes.
One way I felt that I could make a difference was if I became a lawyer and I could help and defend people against these sort of crazy laws that were out there. And probably since I was about 16, I wanted to go to law school. It wasn't easy to get into law school in those days. I wanted to become a lawyer. And I never lost my focus. I finished school. I spent a year in the army, which was good, and nothing deterred me. I did get into the University of Cape Town Law School, which is an outstanding law school.
Yes.
So I did my BA and my LLB, so it's 5 full-time years. Every day I went to law school, folks. When I watch the way my kids study online, they never ever, get into a car and drive to the campus. I just don't understand how that's possible, but obviously it is.
Yeah.
So I studied full time, became a lawyer. Then I still had to do 2 years of articles, which was a bit different to the way things are here, which I think is actually, looking back, is a good thing.
Yes.
So you've got to then re-qualify even further, become a conveyancer, and do other things. You have to pass more exams. So by the time you finish your articles, it's 2 years. It's really a 7-year apprenticeship.
Yes.
Studying and working for 2 years in a firm and passing additional exams. And finally, you're ready.
Yeah.
and that's ready until
You're done.
if you're not a 9 to 5, you've got to get admitted.
Yes, yes.
I worked,
Fantastic.
I worked for the firm I was articled at. It was a very good commercial corporate law firm. And I worked there. I became a partner there. I then started my own firm. So I practiced in South Africa for about 6 years, and then came to Australia in 1987. So most of my working career has been here in Australia, in the Australian legal system.
Fantastic. And we're very lucky to have you over here. So I'm
No,
so pleased, I'm so pleased that you came.
you.
Now, a quick fun question to end this interview on. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be? And what would you use it for, more importantly?
Well, I did give this one a bit of thought, and then I think the obvious answer came to mind. This is pretty consistent with my personality.
Yes.
I'm just watching the spread of this coronavirus and the panic and the sort of, in my view, overreaction of people. I mean, in Perth this past weekend, the tin foods in Coles were cleaned out. I mean, are you kidding me? What are people thinking? That they're going to Coles in Perth and buying all the tin foods. I think they're going to be bunkered in their homes for the next 6 months quarantined. Anyway, maybe they know something I don't. But I would like, if I had powers, I would love to be able to sort of cure the coronavirus, get rid of it.
Good superpower.
From that, sort of use that power to help a lot of people and help the world. And, I think it would be a good thing. I think there's a lot of people doing that now.
Yes.
Working incredibly hard, trying to find cures, but, whether they get there in time, I don't know.
I know.
But,
so
it
is.
But it's a worry. But it seems to me just watching TV, reading the papers, because fear, what I then find out is fear sells.
Yes.
Fear sells newspapers.
That's right.
So it's quite scary that people are exploiting fear.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what a great superpower. I actually hope that you get that superpower. We might have started something. So thank you so much, David. And look, I'll just say I'm so excited to have you as part of our Legally Yours network. I'm so excited that I get to share your story. And if this is resonating with you and you would like to have a complimentary phone chat with David, you can actually find him on our platform now at legallyyours.com.au. Or if you'd like to actually head to David's law firm's website, which is bbvlegal.com.au, you can actually find out more about the services there. David, I am going to get you back for another episode, but thank you so much for joining me, and it was great to chat.
Pleasure. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.